What's up, guys? My name is Blaine, and I want to be the first and only person to welcome you to my new channel. This is The Burning Ground. On this channel, I'll be doing everything from video gameplays to countdowns to personal stories that I figured you guys might enjoy. As I get a little better at this whole process, who knows? Maybe I'll add more content. You just never know. So, this being my first video, I figured I'd start out with a countdown involving one of, if not my favorite game series of all times. And that, my friends, is Final Fantasy. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I was a bandwagon Final Fantasy fan. I honestly had never even heard of the game until Final Fantasy VII hit shelves. My buddies at school were talking about it, so I thought, well, I'll be a cool kid and check this shit out. I had my mom take me to my local Blockbuster, remember those, and rent me this game, and to be completely honest, I had no idea what I was doing when I started playing. I ran from every single battle that I possibly could run from. I never bought new equipment, and basically got lucky for the first half of the first disc. And by the time I reached the boss battle at Cosmo Canyon, I was fucking stuck. I couldn't beat him. No way in hell could I beat him. So I gave up. But eventually I watched some buddies of mine play, and I learned how to play and figured I'll give it another go. And let me tell you, I was fucking hooked. I figured the game out, figured out what to do, and that was it. You know, it just blew my mind that I could take my band of characters and just level them up and make them stronger and customize them and just do things that I had never done in video games before. I've pretty much played every one of them that's come out since and all the ones before, except for the online ones because, well, I'm poor and fuck monthly subscriptions. Just like probably every other Final Fantasy fan out there, I am super stoked about 15 hitting shelves soon. But anyways, enough with memory lane. Let's get down to the real reason you guys came. So here it is, guys. My top 5 Final Fantasy characters. Be careful for spoilers if you haven't played these games. Now, this is my personal list, which means it's completely opinionated. I didn't base this list on the strongest characters or the coolest characters or, the cutest characters. None of that. It's just my overall favorite characters. And if you disagree, cool. It's your opinion. Free country. You can disagree if you want. I would love to see which characters you guys would have rather seen on this list. Leave some comments below. Oh, and trolls, you're welcome to do as well. Not appreciated, but your comments are welcome. So let's get into it. Number 5, the Warrior of Light. Warrior of Light was from the very first Final Fantasy game, but the thing is, every character in your party was known as a Warrior of Light. So, to clear up any confusion, I'm going to just refer to the Warrior of Light character that has been used recently in other games, such as Dissidia and recently in World of Final Fantasy. This guy is awesome. I mean, he's a no-named warrior. He has no name. And he moves up to be the leader of the Cosmo Warriors in Dissidia. Who does that? You're a no-named person, and now you're in charge of all the other characters from all the other games. He's the epitome of what a noble and strong warrior should be. So, Warrior of Light, ladies and gentlemen. Warrior of Light. Moving on, number 4, we got Red 13. The majestic cat, wolf, lion, I don't know. I don't know what Red 13 identifies as, but he's a badass nonetheless. I mean, his tail looks like it's on fire. I mean, how fucking awesome is that? Red 13 was in Final Fantasy VII, and it was a science experiment that helped you escape from the Shinra Tower. He sports different hair clips and different caps as weapons, and he basically charges into battle and headbutts enemies. He fucking headbutts the enemies. So, he's the last remaining member of his tribe, and he's a worthy member of my list. Number 3, we got Zell. Zell from Final Fantasy VIII. Oh, Final Fantasy VIII. Such a deep and beautiful game. Never mind the fact that your time travel aspects confused the fuck out of me at a young age. Oh, and also, please, Square, please explain to me how Squall got impaled by giant icicles and fucking survived. Really? Anyways, Zell was the hot-headed young brawler from your party. He's not exactly the brightest crayon in the box, but he was really loyal to you. He would always be by your side. He usually acted first and asked questions later. And he was always there for you, always right there by your side, ready to go in and beat the living shit out of somebody. So, moving on, we got Yuna at number 2. Yuna's story is really depressing. She took up the mantle of a summoner, which means she gets to call on really freaking cool monsters. And she starts a journey that she knows will ultimately end in her death. Why? Just fucking why? Like, who wakes up one day and it's like, hey mom, I want to be a summoner so I can use cool monsters, but ultimately go on a pilgrimage that's gonna, fucking kill me. But Yuna went full stride into it. As the game moves forward, we watched Yuna grow as a character and also watched as her friends rallied around her to save her from her impending death. We also watched as she broke the summoner tradition and defeated Sin without sacrificing her life. And she was pretty cute too. Thanks, Square Enix. Thanks. And number 1 should come as no surprise, guys. I mean, come on. Just take a wild guess. You're right. It's Cloud. Nah, I'm just fucking kidding. It's not Cloud. I fucking hate Cloud. No, it's actually Vivi. That's right. Vivi is my number 1 Final Fantasy character. His story in Final Fantasy IX is just fucking gut-wrenching. He doesn't know who he is. Doesn't know what he is. And then he finds out he's created. He's a made thing. He's a toy, pretty much. And then, later on, he finds out he's gonna fucking die. No matter what he does, he's going to die. It's heartbreaking to watch, and it's really depressing. But that scene on the airship, though, yeah, you fucking Black Waltz, you got what you deserved. Vivi is just an amazing black mage with a huge heart. Well, not really, because he's basically a toy, but a hypothetical heart. He eventually goes on to help free the rest of his kind and get them set up in their own village. Even though he knows his death is inevitable, Vivi's still powered on. But I hear what you're saying, guys. But Blaine, Yuna had almost the same story. She was going to her death as well. You're right, she was. But the difference is Yuna accepted this from the beginning. Vivi, on the other hand, had no clue who or what he was and had no idea that he was going to die eventually until it was revealed later in the game. And that's why Vivi is my number 1 Final Fantasy character. So there you have it, guys. Those are my top 5. Who do you think should have been on here that wasn't? Let me know in the comments, and of course, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you can always know when I upload new videos. Help me get that subscriber number, guys. I need it to make this channel grow. So you work with me, I'll work with you and make awesome videos. So thanks for watching, guys. Peace.